Hello, Twin Flames. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this Divine Masculine reading. I'm gonna jump straight into the read. Happy holidays, everyone. The holidays continue. I'm about to start uploading January horoscopes. So if you're new, welcome to the channel and please subscribe. All right, with all that said, I am gonna start with a quick oracle message. I will pull a card for Divine Feminines watching. Hello there. And then, of course, for Divine Masculines. And then I'll focus solely on Divine Masculine energy at the moment. And at the end, I'll post messages from Divine Masculine Collective to their Divine Feminines. What do they want them to know right now? What are their... It's not even just going to be what they want them to know, because we're going to find out from the reading. It's more like, what are their thoughts about the feminines and about the union at this time? All right, let's see what we got. Also, quick announcement, if you're not subscribed to my other channel, Mindful Bamboo, there is a handle in the description box. Please subscribe, because I've started posting videos over there on different types of topics around mental health, wellness, coaching, relationships, and I will continue doing that on a regular basis now. That's the way I intended to use that channel. For a while. I just haven't really gotten to actually publishing videos there, but I'm on it now, so make sure you got it and you can follow up on some practical advice, some guidance, some thoughts that I can't possibly fit into tarot readings. First of all, because the audience could be a little different, and secondly, I don't want to make these videos too long, just like expanding on different topics in psychology and emotional healing and things like that. So all that said, Divine Feminines. Oh, and for everyone, please hit that subscribe, hit that like button. It helps me circulate these messages with those who need to hear them. And with all that said, for Divine Feminines, you got card number 29, to be enlightened, lighten up. So to me, if anything, this is a perfect message for the holidays to break off, the pressure, the routine, and just focus on relaxation, having some joy, having fun with friends, family, or maybe even by yourself. Who cares, really, right? And like leaning into that energy. For masculines, we have card number 4. Ask wonderfully, receive graciously. This is about the equal give and take. That's why the Lamas gate here, that balance, right? It's important to ask, of course, ask for help, ask to get answers to your prayers, to your questions. Anything that you don't understand, you can ask for extra help and guidance. There are guides, there are ancestors, angels, however you want to call those entities. There are powers that want to help you, that want to guide you, but sometimes it's very important to give explicit permission for that, right? But also be able to receive. Once you receive the message, right, do something with it. Make sure that it's been worthwhile for any energy involved, right? And that you don't just disregard it. Okay, with all that said, let's go into tarot. So I'm gonna use this main deck, the spellcaster deck. You see, I haven't used it for a while and I'm starting to forget the names of my cards. I will do the 9-card read, and this is gonna be energy, thoughts, and actions that Divine Masculines are taking at this time. Just basically what is happening in their life. But then at the end, I'll pull some messages from the Golden Foil deck, and this will be a message to the feminine, what they're thinking about the Divine Feminines and the connection. So for the energy space, we have King of Pentacles. Great to start the reading with this card. The Empress, wow. And the Strength. Oh, I like this. Then for the thoughts, we have 7 of Swords. We have 10 of Pentacles. For those who are new, I also do personal readings, so you can inquire that I don't have my website up right now. I don't know whether I'm gonna be bringing it back. We'll see. And I'm considering a few other options of how I can enable the online shop so you guys can shop there and order my readings that way. But for now, you can still reach out via an email, via a message on social media that I'm giving on this channel, you know. And yeah, we can figure it out that way. And Page of Cups here for the thought process and the thoughts. The actions that the masculines are taking at this time. The World. This is also Capricorn energy, and we had Empress, which was Empress and Strength, which is Taurus and Leo respectively. King of Cups and the Magician. The Magician is Gemini energy. I mean, it's a little contradictory, I would say, but we'll get to it. I'll speak to it in a moment. Bottom of the deck, the Star. So there's definitely some new information that has been revealed to the Divine Masculines recently. And by the way, these readings are useful both for the masculines watching to get more clarity, more reflection on what's happening in your life, and of course for the feminine course watchers who are wondering what is happening, especially if you're in no contact with your person. So there's been some important information revealed to the Divine Masculine recently, which opened up a can of worms of like, now I basically need to rethink my perspective on my life in general, right? It doesn't happen very often, and it takes a minute, right, to get your head around it. Even if in the moment we're saying, oh, I'm just fine. Oh, you know what? This doesn't change anything. But then we start sleeping on it. It starts replaying in our head, right? And before we know it, it does mean something. It means a lot because we're starting to build those connections then. Oh, but that also means now that this is different, that I was wrong here, that this person didn't mean that, right? Or you can, of course, also trace it to certain patterns in your behavior. So energetically, where are Divine Masculines right now? I like seeing the masculine and feminine energies here because it means that they're trying to rebalance and to bring them into harmony. It also means that energetically there's a lot of communication happening between the feminine and the masculine at this time. The problem is, of course, most of the time it's not in balance in terms of like the levels, right? The Empress is a level above the King and Queen levels. So it's like, but I feel like it is needed now, especially with the Strength card, because which has also a strong feminine presence here, because the feminine energy has been put into focus for the masculine so that they can feel through it more. They can process what is happening to them through that feminine lens, and they can empathize more, understand them more, and understand where sometimes that's the right way to go, basically, to have that more tender, nurturing, and I don't want to say submissive, but more of surrendering approach to what is going on. It's not just about power struggle all the time and being on top and having the last word and the last laugh, right? There are other more important values and, you know, benefits that you can achieve in a different way. For some reason, I'm being reminded of a phrase, is it important for you to be right or to be happy? Right? And it's that kind of perspective that maybe being right isn't the outmost, you know, the goal, the one and only, right? But being happy is actually more important. But yeah, energetically, there's a lot of conversation going on the telepathic level, in 5D between the masculine and the feminine as well. So for masculine watch, you could be seeing feminine in your dreams. You could be seeing other feminines from your life or maybe even from your past that telling different stories to you. And don't disregard those stories, by the way, even if they don't seem like they have a point in the moment, or it's a reminder of something that was triggering to you in the past. Take a note of that in your journal or just somewhere, right? Maybe even have one sheet of paper, but taking notes of those dreams, and then maybe give it a couple of weeks at least, and then see where you are and what kind of picture is it drawing for you. For the thoughts, Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot of desire for reaching next level success, for building abundance, building the life that you want for yourself. There's lack of patience and emotional intelligence at this time. And I'm not saying that it necessarily describes you divine masculines at all times. It doesn't have to be. But right now, and it partly could be because of certain astronomical events. By the way, we're fast approaching full moon in Cancer, which I'm going to be doing reading for in a couple of days, and I'll speak more about it then. But it's like a lot of the childhood, and I'm also hearing childish emotions are being brought up. There are a lot of triggers on the way to this happy life, to this picture perfect lifestyle that you have in mind, whatever that means for you, whether it's buying a house, whether it's moving to a certain place, whether it's, I don't know, starting your workout routine, maybe it's part of your New Year's resolution, and maybe you have an ambitious goal like running Boston Marathon or something next year, right? But you almost immediately start facing a lot of emotion connected to it, right? And this is a collective reading, so I won't be able to dive into specific situations, but just know that this is there for a reason, and it's for you to be able to access those thoughts and those fears on a more mature level now, to be able to detach and face them and see what is this about. Not just dismiss them, don't just brush them under the carpet, because you're going to keep repeating the karmic cycles. Not to mention, it's going to be increasingly difficult for you to reach that goal of yours. But if you actually look at it, if you work with it, do the work, then it will bring completely different results. By the way, the latest video that I uploaded on Mindful Bamboo channel is about regulating your nervous system, which is so important. I'm preparing videos for like my 5 main takeaways of this year in terms of mental health. And this is one of the biggest ones. And of course it made the top 5 and I made a video about it. So I'll put a link in here in the comments, but please watch it, because that could be also a bit of a clue for you, or a key, to your next steps here. What I'm trying to say was this emotions that I'm talking about. And then finally we have the actions. So it's the World, King of Cups, and the Magician. Again, there's a lot of ambition, and there's almost like a nudge that the masculines are feeling to be to be stepping forward, to stepping up the game, right? And to show more of their presence in their community, in the society, in the workplace, maybe with the feminine could vary here, right? And you're showing up in a new energy because you've completed the cycle, and you can also see of course, the 2025 is a cycle, but maybe for you it's a little bit of a different timeline, which is fine. But you're now stepping, this is the number 21, this is number 1. I mean, there should be 0 in between, which is a Fool, right? So please don't skip that. It's very important to show up in that faithful manner, right? Where it's not just like everything depends on me, but also there's a good amount of the universal energy, your higher power, that are playing part in this. And it's important to trust that your higher power has a better plan, and then you are intuitively walking in alignment with it. And that's where a King of Cups energy could be very useful, right? To follow that intuition without too much drama or too much show. It's not for the show, it's for yourself. Walk the walk even before you start talking about it, or trying to make a big deal out of it with other people, right? At this point, I see it as more of a personal journey, more intimate journey. Last but not least, message from divine masculines to their divine feminines at this time. What are they thinking about them and about the connection? All right, we've got 7 of Pentacles, clarified by Ace of Cups, and I think another card wanted to come in, and the World. Okay, I like it, first of all, because again, we have endings and beginnings with the World and the Ace of Cups, but also 7 of Pentacles. So the masculines are planning something. They want to connect, they want to spend more time together. I'm hearing for some of you, they want to show that they can do better, that they've grown, that they've changed, that they've reconsidered things in their life, that they're more connected to their heart space. But they haven't figured it out yet. So that's the main message. They are thinking what would make a difference for you, especially if you've had some arguments or they've hurt you, or, you know, like it's like it needs to be a big gesture. So they're trying to see what that would be, what would have a meaning for you. But they definitely want to show up in the new energy and actually tell you about what they've been through, what this last cycle has taught them. Maybe if they've actually traveled, about their travels too, but more than anything of how they're a changed person now and how they want to do things differently going forward. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Hopefully this was useful for you guys. If so, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.